Hey everyone. Hey. It is your girl, the one, the only Spicy, and I'm here today with another general love reading. I'm here today with another general love reading. I hope everyone is well. I hope your week has been going well and that you are looking forward to an even better weekend. I know I am. I love the weekends. And I definitely love the fact that it's getting nicer out. It's staying lighter later. I'm so excited. And just even the fact that like the temperature just been getting warmer and it's just been like so nice and sunny and blue skies. I love it. So yes. I hope everyone is having a great week. A couple things before we get started today with our love reading. A couple things is that I have recently started trading. I am on the road to paradise. I am on the road to paradise, and I definitely want you to join me. Like, trading is definitely the only opportunity that I have come across in my entire life that affords me the ability to be financially free. So if you're like me, you're a young creative, or you're just someone who is really trying to figure out what your purpose is and what your vision is in life, and you are stuck in a job for security, you're stuck doing something that you know you don't really want to do at this point in your life, and you just don't really know what to do to help increase your income, then day trading is definitely a good opportunity for you, and it is something that is available to everybody. Everybody. Like, so get into the vibration of money. If you're someone who has a millionaire mindset, business mindset, creative mindset, innovator mindset, like, trading is definitely going to be a great opportunity. I had to repeat that. Repeat that. Seriously, I had to repeat it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to begin my journey. I'm excited to really get into this education, learning about the foreign exchange market, learning about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. I'm so excited to start my journey, and I definitely want to be able to, inspire other people as I have been inspired, and to keep this thing going, because we're trying to break generational curses. We're trying to increase our generational wealth and create legacies. Like, think of all the different dreams and goals and aspirations that you had in your life. Like, you need to think about that and understand that if you're working for someone else, you're robbing yourself of that time in which you can be utilizing your free will to maximize your position in life and to get in alignment with your higher self, which is what is really going to bring you that true happiness and joy that you really want in your life. Like, you really got to step out of the box. Stop being conventional. Start to live unconventionally to be able to get to where you want to be, because there's no blueprint. There's no blueprint. So you got to do it yourself. But make sure that you're utilizing your free will to choose right. And in order to even be able to be successful, you have to change your mindset as well. So it's going to require a paradigm shift. So everything that you thought you knew is going to have to change, because like Drake said, nothing was the same. And like Drake said, it's comeback season. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. So anyway, make sure that you are also checking me out on YouTube. I'm still posting podcast episodes in which I'm speaking about healing after abuse. I also have uploaded live readings that I have previously done on Instagram, and also pickacard readings. I will definitely be contributing more to my pickacard readings. I'm definitely going to be contributing more, so look out for more videos. But I am active on YouTube. I am posting content. Tune in, get interested, get into it. Get into it. So yeah, that's what I'm working on thus far. If you watched my story yesterday, you would have saw my new nail set that I had posted. And my new nail set, get into it, with these Louis Vuitton tips, holographic butterflies, and I put some gems on there too. Y'all know I love my butterflies. I love my butterflies. I really rep them all the time. So I got these cute little holographic ones over the Louis Vuitton print. I thought that was a cute look. So yeah, make sure y'all get into that as well. Your girl's still working on some projects. I'm working on some things, but I'm active. You know, the shit's coming out. It's working out the way it should. All in divine timing. Like, praise be to God. For real. Like, praise be to God. So so with that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the general love reading for tonight. I don't know if y'all peeped, but Instagram is actually allowing lives longer than an hour. So I really realized that some of my lives have been going over because I haven't been tracking my time and whatnot. So I'm going to try my best to track my time. I'm going to try my best because I know I didn't start on time, but I'm here. And like Drake said, better late than never. Better late than never. Better late. All right. So we starting off strong with our weekly forecast. We just looking at what you should focus on, or just anything that's coming up, or just a weekly update of what's going on with y'all, like as I typically do with the goddess deck. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into it. I feel like y'all focus, y'all focus. I mean, your focus, I don't know, your focus is kind of somewhere, your focus is really inward right now. Because I feel like in the past couple of weeks, I've definitely gotten, your focus is inward. It's inward. Because in the past couple of weeks, I've definitely gotten a lot of like action-based energy where it's like, no, you're so ambitious, you're motivated, like you really ready to step out there and you really ready to do things, like, you really, really ready. And it's showing that in divine timing it will. It's showing in divine timing it will. But it seems like a lot of you all, like, you're just focused inward. So whatever is going on this week, it's not a bad focus. It's like, it's what you need. It's like you're exhibiting the Queen of Cups energy, but to yourself. So you're really trying to nurture yourself. You're very much focused on self-love and whatnot, but you just want to give yourself like a big hug and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if you laid in bed more often, just relaxed, just rested, got some beauty sleep. You're just trying to do your little self-care thing, but doing it heavy, because you're really trying to nurture yourself. You could be nurturing yourself through this time because you're so action-based and it's like you're working a lot. So you may have exhausted yourself and you're just kind of like, you know what? I just need to relax. I need to chill. Like, I need to do things that, make me feel good. I feel like you've been working so hard that maybe you've been like, maybe you haven't been taking good, like, especially when you're in the house, maybe you haven't been taking good care of yourself while you're at home. Because it's like, when you at home, it's like, it's so easy for you to look any type of way because you're in the house. Like, you're not out the house, you're not doing anything in front of the general public, so you don't have to look a certain type of way if you're someone who cares about your appearance. So while you're in the house, it seems as though you're going to be still trying to take care of yourself, even if nobody's there watching, because it's like, it's you that's watching. Like, you walk past the mirror, you seeing yourself, like, you know what I'm trying to say? So it seemed like you're gonna try to, like, for some reason I thought gussy up. I don't know if y'all ever remember The Sims, and there was like this option where it said gussy up and stuff like that. And I always felt like, ooh, that's weird. What's gussy up? But I think it just means it's like you just kind of want to feel cute, or you just want to feel sexy, or you just want to feel some type of way about yourself, even if nobody's watching. So that's why I'm saying, like, it seems like it's self-love, and you really just kind of want to nurture yourself. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of you are also, this is why you're doing this. Is because, hey, this is why you're doing this. Is because it's like I said, you've been working hard. You've been really working hard. Possibly even working hard to the point of where you're overworking yourself. So it's like, if you have any type of wounds in which you feel like you're not enough, you feel like you have to constantly be working, you have to constantly be doing something, you have to constantly be like just engaged in something to feel worthy, to feel like you're good enough, like you're in it, like, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like you're going to start to forgive yourself for that. You're going to understand, like, it is important for me to get work done, but I actually do get work done better more efficiently when I take breaks throughout the day. This is something that I've definitely definitely have like really like this is like been happening to me. Like when I tell you this has been happening to me, like before 3 weeks, like literally before last week, my life was just kind of like, okay. And then once I started like getting into trading, once it was like, okay, this is a really big thing right now. Like once that opportunity was just like plopped, like it just was like, it's in your R, it's in your space. Once that opportunity came by, like my life literally turned up. Like I've really been doing so much work towards every single project that I have that's up on my list of priorities right now. I've literally been putting in work to every single thing, like on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, just getting shit done. Like it's crazy. But even between all of that work and what's going on, it's like I'll take breaks throughout the day. So this is definitely something, an energy that needs to, continue into this week. Just forgive yourself. Don't allow your ambition to overwork you. Like I mentioned in the last live, it's like our brains are like computers. And what happens when you overwork your computer? What happens when you have too many internet browsers up and too many tabs up? Like what happens? And then don't imagine trying to do online shopping while you on YouTube, while you got something else in the back. It's just like, it's too much and it starts to overheat. And then you have to use and then your fans come on, then they got to cool that shit down because it's the memory too high. You feel me? So make sure that you're, just forgiving yourself and then also taking the breaks that you need and whatnot. But it's nice though, because like I said, a lot of you all are definitely flourishing. There's just so much love that is apparent around you. It's still showing up that you're hella twin flamey right now. So 11-11. So basically you're where you're supposed to be. This is a very divine timing thing, so this is the point in which you should be forgiving yourself for not feeling enough, because you clearly are enough. You have so much stuff going on and you make it look sexy at the same time. So this is amazing. It's just so much love that is just around, like that is just around. So yeah, I actually have this rose quartz crystal that's out here and whatnot, and I always will like set it down right here, just so it's like just a lovely atmosphere whenever I come on and do my lives. Like it just, it just helps. It just helps to just keep everything just like copacetic and just everything like just calm and peaceful and whatnot. So if you don't have this rose quartz crystal, I definitely would advise you to get one, because it seems like you're embodying that energy. Like that crystal would definitely fit with you right now, because you're embodying that energy and stuff. It's just a real grounded energy, but it's really emotional too. So that sounds good. That sounds good. I'm just gonna get some tarot cards for extra clarifications. This tarot card deck that I am going to be using is the Arcanum deck. This deck, like I literally had to grow a relationship with this deck. Like I had to, because when I first got it, it was just kind of like, yo, you wildin'. Like whenever I get a deck, I always make sure that I place it underneath my selenite wand, which is this wand here. It's big. This is a really big piece of selenite. It is like, this is my hand. This is a hand. So it's a really big piece of selenite and whatnot. And I actually got this off of Amazon, but typically that's what I'll do. I'll just clear out the energy by putting this on top of the deck. But that's literally what I had to do to this deck, as I do to all. But this one was wilding. I had to really clear that energy out before I could be like, all right, I can use this and it's doing what it needs to do. So with that being said, let's just get some clarification on what is going on. Let's get some clarification. Yeah. So a lot of you all right now, you definitely, what's showing is that you definitely have put in a lot of courage and strength and intention into whatever it is that you're doing. with the strength card here too, it just also reminds me of like when you turn an 8 sideways and it's like the infinity symbol. So a lot of you all could definitely very much be in that magician energy where you've just been working and now you're just waiting to see the fruits of your labor. So that's where y'all are right now. So it's like y'all are feeling very proud about that. And it's something that makes you feel very like, it makes you have like confidence and like self-esteem, which contributes to how you see yourself and like your perceptions of yourself, how you feel about yourself. And then it just helps to aid in like your external, like what's kind of going on externally. So it just seems like a lot of you all, like I keep hearing like in God's beauty parlor right now, like you've been doing a lot of work and just all the goodness and love that's within you is finally like pouring out and it's starting to show, you know, even when you in the house. That's funny. It's just funny. Like, it's just funny. Funny. I'm silly. That's one thing you learn about me after watching me. If you consistently watch me, is I'm a silly young woman. So let's just get some more clarifications. I don't really use this deck as much, so the cards are hella like, you know, hella like smooth and stuff. If nothing comes out, I'm just gonna have to start taking off the, okay, then all of these cards want to come out. If nothing comes up, I'm just gonna have to start taking off of the top of the deck, but that's fine. Like, these cards want to come out, that's okay. Let's go. Like, all right, let's go. Yeah, so yeah, you guys are definitely overworking yourself because there's so much passion, there's so much drive that's within you. It's like you really have this fire in your belly. Like, you're so excited, you're so passionate about something new. It's just a new energy and it's just momentum. And that's something that I recently learned, is that, you know, something goes on during the month of March which actually causes that momentum, and hence why they say March Madness. Like, that's something that I learned a couple weeks ago, I believe. I think it was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's something that I learned, and it just completely makes sense, because when March comes around, I be turning up. Like, I don't know what happens. Like, when March come around, that should be, it's like stuff just really starts moving forward, like all the time, every year. But with that being said, like I said, it's like you guys are very passionate about what it is that you're doing, but you could be overworking yourself with your ambition. It seems like you have a lot of different responsibilities, a lot of different things that you have going on. And if you continue to keep taking things on, because it's like, yeah, I'm ambitious, I'm a go-getter, I'm gonna keep taking on all of these different things. Like I said, you could overwork yourself and it can become burdensome, as opposed to, okay, these are my responsibilities and let me go about this. You know, so just lighten up your load a little bit by just taking a break. Lighten up your load. Take a break. Yeah, so a lot of you all definitely have to forgive yourself for things that you haven't accomplished, or ways in which you haven't succeeded, which I feel is what contributes to feelings of being like, you're feeling like you're not enough. Maybe you've went through a lot of different failures, and to you, those failures, because it's things that you probably really wanted, which probably wasn't for you, those things still validated your sense of self and being, as far as your ability to attain those things, and then you failing. So this could be false starts. This could definitely have to do with, it can have to do with relationships. It can have to do with anything that you think of that you put your time, energy, and motivation into and probably didn't succeed with that venture. Yeah, I'm kind of getting it might have to do relationships too. So you might have to forgive ways in which you showed up in past relationships, or you have to forgive failed relationships, or some of you all, I feel like this is also connected to the home stability, but it's coming up as far as like with your own personal journey. Right now, that's what I see. Even with your own personal journey, it seems like I said, there could have been false starts, or, you know, just things in the past that probably validated to you that you weren't good enough. And it's time for you to start to forgive yourself for those things, for those, you know, ways in which you have not succeeded, or ways in which you probably took something too far, or something out of its original intention is kind of what I'm getting. kind of what I'm getting. But yeah, let's see. Yeah. A lot of you all, so a lot of you all haven't really been nurturing yourself, like, or just completely focused on yourself. A lot of you all have probably a lot of you all have probably been a little more like snappier than usual, especially in the house. If you live with other people, you could definitely be more snappier or more just kind of like, well, I can't help you type of energy. Maybe people have been trying to get you to solve their problems or get you to, in a sense, kind of be codependent onto them, or, you know, just it's something kind of going on with other people is what I'm seeing here. So it's kind of getting into a relationship focus as well. And it's like you're just kind of like, well, if you don't get it, then I don't know type of thing. It's just like you've been focusing a lot of your energy outwardly on to other people, and I mean, and I can understand, rightfully so, because you have a lot of happiness and joy that is within your heart. Like, you have a lot of passion. Like, you're going through a renewal. You know what I'm trying to say? You're going through a renewal, so you're getting back to how you were in your childlike, you know, nature, and how you were just like a childlike sense about you. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's not like, oh, like you're a naive, immature child, but it's just like you're allowing yourself to be excited about things. You're allowing yourself to be open to information and being flexible about things. And I think you might be dealing with some issues with trying to help other people. And now you're just at the point where it's just like, I don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like doing that. Like, if you don't get it, if you don't see the message, I'm not going to sit here and force you. Like, I'm about to go do my thing. Like, it seemed like you kind of in that energy right now, and whatnot. And so it's just like, just the fact that you know that internally you're shining and you're trying to move on and you're trying to do things, like, that's because you know that internally it's like, you're just like, well, let me just focus that energy inwards and worry about myself. You feel what I'm trying to say? Nurture myself. You know, all of this care that I'm trying to give out, I need to bring it back and give it to myself. But see, the thing I want you to understand is that it's like, that could definitely be your assignment. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you have that attitude where it's like, well, I ain't gonna help nobody, I'm tired of y'all, like, being petty, like, I'm tired of y'all, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you really just not trying to deal with it. That can definitely take away from, you know, your purpose. You have so much light within you. It's so hard for you to not want to shine that light on other people and show them the way. It's hard. It's not within your essence of who you are. So in a sense, it's taken away from your divinity. So if anything, I will probably find a different way to help people. Instead of feeling like you have to do everything for them, I would probably find a different way, you know, or you can still be there. You can still be there to give advice. You can still be there to give support and give encouragement, but maybe not readily. You know what I'm trying to say? Especially if you feel as though you just tired of helping people, it must mean that it could be some issues there. You know, people might not be listening to what you're saying, making you out to be something different than who you are. Let me see. Yeah, it's just like you just get a general feeling that like people just not picking up the shit that you putting down. They're just not picking it up. You might not find it. You might not feel like you're admired, that like you're being liked. This could be within a certain situation or relationships or just people around, and you just kind of like it. I mean, I don't know what to do because this is who I am, and I don't want to take away from who I am. I don't want to go completely gray rock and it take away from my divinity and turn me into somebody that I'm not. And that could definitely be hard. So you might have to figure out a different way to approach the situation to be able to be of service to others, but then also putting yourself first. And so yeah, like, it's all in divine timing is kind of what I'm getting as well. You're just being a little more easier on yourself and probably recognizing that you're not behind time. Like, you're right on time. You're right on course with just your life and the things that are supposed to happen for you. So that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to the actual reading itself. This reading, I'm going to look at the truth of this connection. Now, I got this reading idea from Happy Twins 1111 on YouTube. I do like to watch her readings, and I just thought to myself, like, I haven't really done a reading in which is like we just looking at, like, I mean, I be looking at the other person and looking at, you know what I'm trying to say, but I want to look at like the dynamics of the relationship between you and another person. Like, so if you don't have a person in your head, just watch this video for entertainment, and potentially later down the line, if there is someone that comes into your life romantically, friendship, for a friendship, or, you know, for something more of a serious committed relationship, you can always come back and reference this video, because my readings are timeless. Whenever you watch it is when you're supposed to watch it. Okay, like all readings be timeless, for real, for real. Like, whenever you go back and watch it is what you needed to watch. So with that being said, it might definitely resonate to your situation somewhere down the line. It doesn't have to resonate now. It can definitely resonate somewhere down the line. So I have I'm about to say I have a couple different decks. I have some decks out. I'm messing with the Chinese tarot deck today. I have the Muse tarot deck, the Mystic Mondays tarot. I have the Moonology oracle cards. I have the Reconciliation deck oracle cards, and then I also have my little Etsy bootleg romance angel cards. Yo, it's so funny when I see this little deck, but I mean, this deck be hitting though. It be hitting though. I ain't gonna lie. It does what it's supposed to do. So I'm not hating. It does what it's supposed to do. Like, that's why I got it for the low. Your girl was not about to pay $300 and something for this tarot deck. Like, I really was like, no, I'm going to pay my little $13 and get my little bootleg knockoff version. Okay, let's get it. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking at the truth of this connection. I'm just gonna be looking at like the feelings. I think I'm gonna do a couple cards over here for the divine feminine in this situation, and the other one from the divine masculine. Or I could just be looking at you over here and they on the other side, and then just like connect the energies in the middle. I love how Happy Twins does that. That shit is lit, because I just be like, all right, well, where do we connect? Where do we connect in the middle, you know? So let's go ahead and start. I think for the divine, well, at least for you, I'm going to utilize the Muse deck. It's such a beautiful deck, the Muse tarot deck. I'm going to utilize this deck for you. Gonna get a couple cards over here. It's not going to be too much of an extensive reading, just fitting in with time constraints, but it is what it is. But it is what it is. So that's over here. And then for the other person, we're going to utilize the Chinese tarot deck. I love this deck. Like, the gold, the red, it's so nice. Like, it's so nice. I love this Chinese tarot deck. I don't use it too often, but when I take it out the pack and it's just like the cards are just so crisp and nice, it's like, this is what's up. Like, this is what's up. So your person got like an extra card that fell out. So I'm just gonna take it. All right. This is interesting. This is so interesting. I'm going to go ahead and get the Mystic Mondays deck just for, you know, some connected energies. And then after that, I will utilize the Oracle decks, the Moonology deck, the Reconciliation deck, and also the Doreen Virtue, deck. And then we'll see what's going on. All right. So It's weird. I feel like it's weird because it's like I'm really getting vibes that like this is a, I don't know. I'm really getting vibes that if this is a connection that you have with somebody else, I'm really getting vibes that like both of y'all actually right now at this point, like both of y'all actually right now are kind of turned off to the idea of, you know, something new progressing. Like you're not, that's not your main focus. As far as like if this is a new relationship, you're not really focused on taking this relationship anywhere. If this is someone that you've already known, if you had a relationship with, you're not really interested with taking things to the next level. Now I'm gonna get into it and see why. But it seems like the both of you all are not really, you could definitely be stagnant, but there really isn't too much of like a forward movement going further. You know what I'm trying to say? You know how like people continue, like when they're in love, they just, I guess they just continue to be in love, and then at a certain point they're like, let's take our relationship further. Then they continue to have a serious commitment, and then at some point they decide to get engaged, and then it's like, okay, we're married. You know what I'm trying to say? It seems like with whatever level that you're at, you could be at the level of you just met this person. You could be at the level of you've been, you know, talking to them, dating them for a while, and you might want to become serious and commit to each other, and then start like an actual serious relationship. Or you could be at the level where it's like, okay, we've been with each other for a while, we know each other, now I actually want to propose to you. And then you get married. So it doesn't matter any level that you're at within this relationship with this person. It seems like the both of y'all are not really interested in taking it to the next level. It seems like the both of y'all really lost some type of faith within this connection. And it seems like there definitely has been some drama, and it seems as though y'all just kind of want to let it go. So this could definitely be like a peaceful separation. Even though it didn't really fit your expectations or what you intended for this connection. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it's, this could definitely be a very major relationship as well. Like, this could definitely be, because I'm definitely getting twin flamey vibes. So it's like, twin flamey vibes. So it's like, this could definitely be a connection that you've had in the past with this person. Like, not in the past, like within your life. It could definitely be a past life situation. Ooh, excuse me, my contact. It could definitely be a past life situation, but at the same time, I feel like there definitely was some camaraderie between the both of y'all. It seems like, you know, the both of y'all do have some type of love for each other, and the both of y'all are so silly. It's just funny. It's like the both of y'all are just like kids. You know what I'm trying to say? Or it seems like, it's just like a kid, childlike type of vibe that the both of you all have. And so I feel like whenever that vibe is in play within y'all connection, it seems like y'all are just, it's no stress, it's no drama, it's nothing. Like, we're not going back and forth, we're not trying to one up the other person and any of those things. So there's a playfulness that's there, and it's a peacefulness that's there, but for some reason it seems as though it's just like a stagnation, or it's not, for some reason it seems like the connection could even potentially be going backwards, or there just is no forward movement. You know, there is no forward movement. I think that right now it's just not the right time is what's coming up. It seems like y'all could also just be in a down cycle within y'all connection as well. So it seems as though right now it's not like the best of times, you know, so you could definitely be feeling that. Y'all both could. And overall within, you know, the connection between the both of y'all, it seems like it's not the right time, or like I said, you're going through a down cycle. The good thing about it is that even if right now isn't the right time, or you're just going through a down cycle in y'all connection, it's like it's gonna change. You know, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like, it's kind of like, you know, what goes up must come down, you know what I'm trying to say, type thing. And it goes back, you know what I'm trying to say. It's not like it's always going to be this way. It's just talking about different cycles, you know. So let me see why y'all don't have really too much faith in the connection. Yeah. It could be because there's something that hasn't karmically ended. So one or both of y'all could definitely be going through another karmic situation or something. It just seems as though something hasn't ended. And it also seems as though there's potentially more lessons, or there's something that you need to learn to be able to even wrap up that cycle. So maybe this down cycle or whatever's going on, in my head I thought downtrend, right? There's some type of down cycle that's kind of going on right now, within this connection between you and this person. And the fact is that there's just something that could definitely be unresolved, that is really contributing to the both of y'all viewing this connection as not being able to be successful, or not what you originally, or turning out to be something that you did not originally intend for it to be. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's just like something just isn't coming together. Y'all could be finding issues financially, or just trying to understand what the vision is between the both of y'all, potentially coming together, creating some type of legacy. It's just something that's not really clicking, and it's not really syncing up between you and this person right now. Yeah, it just isn't looking to, things just seem to be looking a little like bleak on both ends. Like, I feel like both people don't really know the direction in which to take this connection, and which is why that I feel like there's a sense of stagnancy, or it's like there's a cap, there's a peak to where you're getting to, and it's like now you're at this peak, and it's so easy to just be like, to just go backwards. You know, I feel like that's really what's happening. It's like there was so much love within this connection, and it seemed like things was just going really well, but then it's just kind of like we hit the peak, and now it seems like we're going backwards. So let's figure out how you feel about this, and then we're going to look at how the other person feels about this. We'll get some oracle cards, and then we'll wrap up the reading for today. So for the most part, I feel like where you're at right now is like you just don't really feel like putting too much work into whatever vision that you felt like you had for this connection. You don't really want to put too much work into it. I feel like what you want is you want, it's funny because what you want is showing up here as not being possible right now, or it's okay. Let me get into it. So basically right now it's like you had a vision of what it is that you wanted. Like you wanted generational wealth, and you wanted legacy. You want to build something firm, solid, a strong foundation with this person. But it seems like right now you're just you're either really, it's like you're really not trying to put the work in. So it could be because of something. Let me see, because of why. You don't feel like putting the work in, but it just is coming off as you're just not working, or you're being lazy about the connection. Yeah, you're not trying to put the work in right now with this connection because you're focused on your own independence. You're focused on your own money. You're focused on doing what you got to do for yourself. And I feel like that's where you find the most success in. That's where you want to stay. You know, you don't want to move on from that success and happiness that you have within yourself. So that's probably why you just don't want to work on what it is that you wanted to work on with this person. And that's why it's coming up as not being possible. It's like you're so much more into what it is that you're doing, whether it's career wise, you know, your own working on your beauty, nurturing yourself. It's like you're just not really interested in doing that within this connection right now. And you want validation, you know, you want attention, you want success, you want to reach your own, you know, you want to develop your own star power. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you have high hopes and intentions for yourself, and it's like you're not putting that same type of energy into this situation with this person, and it's like you're not trying to take yourself out of that energy, you know, whatever it is that you want to do for yourself. Yeah, this is the right time for you. Like whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you want to do, and if focusing on yourself right now and building up yourself, like this is the right time. It's funny because it's like every card that I'm seeing that I saw within the connection is the same card that is coming up with you, but everything is coming up upright with you, and everything is coming up in the reverse with them, and in the reverse with them within, as far as within this connection. So it's like this is the right time for you. Like whatever it is that you want, this is your time. Like the success that you're looking for, the admiration, the job well done, the Six of Wands here, coming back from battle. Like if you know that card, it's like you coming back from battle. You got the olive branch join. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like you got the red cloak on. It's like you really coming back from battle, and everybody is passionately congratulating you. Everybody is there for you. Everybody is like, you, this is a job well done. Like, you did this. You did this on your own. You did this without burning bridges with people. You did this on your own accord. Like, and this is the right time for that. So that's why I feel like you don't really want to put too much energy into this person. You more so focused on what you could do for yourself, because you're realizing that this is the right time. That's why you don't want to leave that energy. That's why you don't want to go away from it. That's why you want to be completely immersed in whatever that energy is. Yes, if you're going to move forward, like, and you're going to go with the momentum, like, you're just like, well, I know what I want. I know I want this legacy. I know I want to build something. I know I want this family. I know I want to be affluent. I want to be wealthy. I want to be rich. It's like, that's where your momentum and energy is going right now. Like, you're very, like, when I tell you, yes, like, that's where you're at. It's already decided. Like, it's already for you, and you're going, and you're the way that you're going, you're trying to take the best path as possible. Like, you're trying to take the righteous path. You're trying to be traditional about how you do things. And then you're also educating yourself. Because when the Hierophant comes up, I always think about higher learning as well. So whatever it is that you're doing, you're trying to educate yourself. And I feel as though that's why this, or at least from your end, this is why it seems as though the relationship is stagnated and you're really lost in this connection. You don't really know what types of intentions to have, even though you all get along quite well with each other. There's a camaraderie, there's a childlike fun and essence that y'all both, you know, put into the situation, put into the relationship. It's just a lot of independence energies over here. That's just what I see. A lot of independence energies, a lot of like, this is what you should be doing at this time, a lot of forward momentum, not really too much stagnation. You're really not trying to get out of the energy of trying to push yourself forward, putting all of these positive intentions into yourself. So if that sounds like you, let me know if this reading resonates. I'm going to go ahead and move over to the other person's feelings and why this relationship is showing up in the way in which it is showing up. I will continue to clarify with the Chinese tarot deck. So let's see what's going on with your person. Okay, so your person, they've definitely, I feel like your person's definitely has some anxieties about this connection that they're finally starting to let go of. So that's funny. Your person is definitely mental. They're a very mental person, but it seems as though they are starting to get out of that energy and start to focus more so on action. So what little things can they do? You know, they're not really big actions, and they might seem really immature to you if this person is trying to, you know, draw closer to you, or if they understand, okay, things are a little stagnant right now. It seems as though they finally might be getting out of the headspace in which they're anxious and they don't really know how to proceed and push things forward. But it's still a very immature energy because they don't really understand or probably have a good understanding of what this connection is. And so they're just kind of like, they could be immature, they could be silly, they could just not be handling this connection with the seriousness that it needs to be handled with. And so that's probably why you decided, like, you don't feel like even working on this with them, because they may be showing up with this like immature energy. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's all fun and games when y'all can be fun and, you know, just have fun and, you know, be loving towards each other. It's cool then. But I feel like over here, we're looking at some very serious things like 10 of Pentacles. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's a very serious thing to achieve with someone, because you found your match. You found someone that you feel comfortable and vulnerable around to be like, let's build this thing together. Like, let's actually have a foundation. Let's come together. Let's see how we can come together and do something. It seemed like you kind of not really interested in putting your time and energy and attention into that anymore. And this person is finally getting out of their own headspace to be like, okay, like, let me see about this connection. Like, let me actually start to be engaged within it and stuff like that. It seems like they finally kind of gotten over their fears and anxieties when it comes to, you know, finding the right partner for them, finding the right person that can, you know, build this foundation with them. I feel like they gave up. I feel like they used to have like a really lack or destitute type of mindset when it comes to, you know, stability. And it seems as though they still need a little bit of help as far as with their finances, as far as figuring out what they're going to do, as far as being able to understand the right partner for them that is going to be able to hold them down, hold the household down, you know, be stable, get things together. It seems as like I don't know, it's like they're kind of shifting their mindset a little bit. You know, they're shifting their mindset a little bit, but it's still so like immature, and it's so like I'm just thinking entry level. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, but they're still not ready for any type of actual major commitment, or they're just not ready. So this person to you it seem like as if they're wasting your time or something. Because it's just like they're just not ready. They're not ready. Like, I think that they're changing their mindset on certain things. Certain things are starting to look a little different to them. It could be giving them some assurance that, you know, things could potentially be possible for them. But it's just, they're just not ready. They're not ready. Yeah. They're just not ready. I feel like your person still might be having issues with just love, and not even just love, but reciprocity. Like the reciprocity aspect of love. The you know, I give, you like I give, you take, you give, I take. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just like a certain reciprocity that comes with love, and that could be reciprocity of respect, of resources. It's just not, it seems like it could potentially not be an equal balance of give and take. You know what I'm trying to say? And it also could potentially indicate like a breakup as well. So it's like this person could have always had a fear that you would leave them, potentially that they weren't good enough, because they do have this like immature page energy. So they probably thought that like, oh yeah, very sexual energy too. So they probably thought that like, oh, you would leave them, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think they're finally like understanding that like that wasn't really your intention, or that's not something that you was gonna do, which is to just be like, oh, let me just leave, you know. Okay, just making sure we're on time. But yeah, let me see. I don't know, it seems like they're getting out of if your person had a negative headspace, it seems like they're trying to get out of that headspace. But your person's also not really motivated on working towards like a real type of serious connection right now. I think it's just because of the immature energy. But it's interesting though, because it's coming up that like they actually do have some interest in you. Like, that's the crazy thing. It's not like they don't like you. It's not like they don't want to give you that work. Like that work. Like, it's not like they don't want to give you that. It's not like they don't want to share their emotion with you, or, you know, love you or give you some love. It's just the fact that I don't know, this person is just, it seems like they're just not really motivated on working on this ultimate serious connection, which is why I feel like you really pull back on trying to think about the financial aspect of it. It seems like you're really focused on trying to get this like bread and build something with them, and they're not even focused on working on the connection as is. You know, as it is. So how are you over here thinking about the next level of the connection when the connection for what it is isn't being properly worked on? Like the respect, the energy, the time that has to actually go into this thing isn't being worked on by this other person. It's just not something that they're interested in working on. So you're not interested on taking things to another level. That's not something that you're interested in right now. Though they do care about you, like I said, it's just a real childlike type of energy about it. But let me see about this right here. I want to get some clarification on this. Yeah, it seems as though like they're really, or they could also have gave up the idea that someone in the past that they thought would be a great partner for them just wasn't. It seems like that could be something that's going on. Like, this person is still trying to resolve or clear up something in the past, which is potentially what this unfinished business is down here, like something that's unresolved, and it gets in the way of their intentions, of their faith and hope that y'all's connection can be positive. And it's just like there's just this aspect of being lost, like of not knowing really how to ground things and take things to the next level because of this unresolved thing in the past. So this person right now is definitely trying to resolve that, the fact that someone that they thought that they would marry, it didn't work out. This person did not turn out to be who they would have liked, who they expected. It just seems as though this person, they have to end and they have to resolve this thing. You know what I'm trying to say? They have to resolve this thing. And it's not like they're not on their way to doing that. Oh yeah, that's where this breakup is. This person has to resolve a breakup from the past. They have to resolve it. And it's not that they're not trying to get over it emotionally, or it's just they're comfortable. They feel good where they're at with you. They feel good where they're at with you, but they don't know how to take things to the next level. So this person literally has to resolve a breakup from the past. They have to resolve it. They feel comfortable with you, but the shit just is stagnating. It's not moving forward. There's unfinished business that has to be taken care of, because the longer that situation goes on, that they don't resolve that situation, like I said, it's going to get in the way of, you know, the positive intentions that they could potentially want to put into this relationship with you. It's going to get in the way, you know, it's going to get in the way of their own positive thinking that things could potentially work out, because all relationships are going to have pluses and they're going to have minuses. They're going to have strengths and they're going to have other, you know, weaknesses that can be worked on and converted into strengths. You know what I'm trying to say? That's how all relationships are. So it could be like y'all are having y'all's issues, but this person needs to resolve the shit that's going on in the past so that they start to look at y'all's connection more positively, because we getting that old energy out of here. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like if you don't, it's like you're in your head still in a relationship with two people, and it's like you have to resolve these things before you're able to actually be able to move on. So it's not like this person doesn't care about you. It's just that they need help resolving it. And with it not being resolved, they're not going to be able to put as much time, energy, attention into creating that great, stable relationship so that you can feel secure enough to be like, okay, we're together. This is the person. You got me. I got you. Like, let's start to work on our money. Let's start to get this shit together. Let's start to build our legacy, because it's showing up that it's possible between the connection between the both of y'all. But right now, with things being in a reversal, it's just like these is just is blocked. Like, it's just not going through. But it's very possible. Like, y'all, it's possible that y'all can get on the same page and find direction. The world is going to be your oyster. It's possible that y'all can be able to have this legacy. You know, it's possible that y'all can be able to wrap up a cycle within y'all's life and be able to move forward into actually starting to wish and starting to dream and starting to accomplish and putting your intentions out there and being able to get stuff popping. Like, it's very possible that y'all have that, because these cards are here on the table. But it's just that you can't really work on that next level of the situation if this situation isn't really wrapped up. So it kind of is like one thing depends on the other, and the other thing depends on this thing, and this thing depends on that thing. So that's probably why it's a stagnation right now between the both of y'all. But let's go ahead and get some. Let's get some Doreen Virtue cards first. Then we're gonna look at the Moonology cards and see what they say. And we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, so basically what I said was confirmed about this being a past life relationship. You have known each other before. So that's definitely what came up here. That's why I was like, yeah, y'all definitely been in cahoots with one another. Cahoots for a while. And now we're getting this energy of love yourself first, which is what you are actively doing right now. You're embodying Nine of Pentacles energy. And you have so much forward momentum that is into place. Like, you're going so fast, so quickly. You know what I'm trying to say? But this is the right time. This is the right time that you should be doing that. So this says love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. That's something that definitely had came up. And then we, okay, all right. Okay, so we have wedding. This situation involves marriage. So this could definitely be, like I said, this person could definitely be upset that they weren't able, that something went down. The person they thought they would be with, that shit just didn't happen. You could definitely be a viable wedding, viable partner for this person as far as a more serious commitment, which is apparent here with the Ten of Pentacles. Twice is very apparent here, and whatnot. But I think it just depends on this person's ability to resolve these things and actually be able to free up some space so that they can move forward. And then you over here, you're being so independent, so it might also require you to have to give a little to this connection for it to be able to, you know, happen. So we also have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So within this relationship kind of being stagnated, you have to, what do you want? Think about what do you want. Do you want to continue on and hopefully you and this person can, you know, grow together and hash these things out together? Or do you want to keep on focusing on yourself right now, which is one of your main focuses? And then we have trust. This situation is calling you to have trust. So it's really up to whatever it is that you want to do. It's your free will. You know, it's your time, it's your energy. Like, it's up to you to figure out what it is that you want. But like the cards is coming up and showing that, like, you know, things could potentially turn around. It just depends on what y'all both want, and whatnot. But it seems like there could be a higher commitment. And if that's what you want, then you just have to trust that the situation is going to pan out. I feel like you and this person sometimes aren't really on the same page, or you might feel is that you're not really on the same page with this person. It's just like sometimes you feel like y'all click and compatible, and then other times you might not feel like you are. So like I mentioned earlier, I feel like I mentioned there was some type of like karmic lesson, or there was something that still had to be wrapped up. And it seems like that's potentially what this person is dealing with. Some type of karma, just something that really needs to be healed within their own connections with themselves. Because, yeah, something that needs to be healed. I don't know what that card came up for, but I'm going to get a clarification. Yeah, so it just seems as though there may be some issues with just opening up and being vulnerable and whatnot. This person could definitely have some issues with being vulnerable, or even you as well, opening up and saying how you feel. That can definitely be some concerns as well. And let me just go ahead and get one more. Yeah, so it seems like you guys really aren't communicating about the deeper issues and things that are going on. Or there could just be some issues with communicating. But the cards are also saying within a year. So within a year, there should definitely be some type of successful outcome to the situation. I'm not really seeing anything like bad. It just shows like in a year there should be some type of celebration. It could definitely be for yourself because you're working very hard on your own, or it could also be with you and this other person deciding to take things on to the next level and, you know, becoming married and whatnot. So, or within the next year, you all could definitely be single. But yeah, it is saying that it is important for you to express yourself more clearly. The issue that I am seeing is that there really isn't too much communication that's going on. So if you feel like you want to be heard and whatnot, then maybe try a different mode of communication. Just try something different, you know. Let's get the Moonology cards and then we'll wrap it up. I've been talking a lot. It's time for me to get a drink of water. So let's just wrap it up here. I'll take that card. It didn't want to go back. Take time to breathe out. Take time to breathe out. Do not allow the stagnation of the situation to freak you out. The universe is basically saying just to trust the process. I know that wherever you are is where you're supposed to be at any given point in time. So just continue to trust and decide on what it is that you want. Don't let pride get in your way. So I know you over here doing your thing. You over here just killing a game and stuff like that. If you know that you do want to actually work on things with this person and you would like to move things forward and stuff like that, then you might have to humble yourself a little bit, because it's very easy to get caught up in your ego when, you know, your ego is there. It's gonna help you make decisions. It's gonna help you to move on. It's gonna help you to remember parts of yourself. And this is actually what I just did an episode on, was on the ego. So it's gonna help you to recover parts of yourself to help you push forward. That's what your ego does. You know, your ego is your sense of self. So if you consider yourself to be strong, courageous, resilient, motivated, like those are, you know, characteristics that you're going to lean on to help get you through any type of situation or circumstance. You feel me? That's whatever you believe yourself to be is the energy that you're going to embody. You feel me? So you over here feeling great about yourself. If you know that you want to work on something with this person, don't let that pride and that ego get in the way. You know, just got to humble yourself and meet them where they are. Also make sure that you are trusting and, like I said, surrender to the divine. So everything is happening in divine timing. I'm going to go ahead and give you another card. And yeah, okay, well, we got more than one. We got more than one. It's time to release negativity. So if you're feeling resentment, anything because of this connection is stagnated, it's not moving forward. At times it feels like it's moving backwards. It's time for you to release that negativity. You don't want to hold on to that because you're over here trying to do things for yourself, and you don't want to have that energy in your aura as you're trying to progress and move forward. So you just have to let it go. I know you've been doing a lot of contemplation and introspection on the matter, and whatnot, a lot of observation, because there's a lot of scorpionic energy that's coming up here. So just a lot of observation, like, because you know how Scorpios love to look, they love to stare, like they be staring and lurking, like Scorpios love to do that. Oh my God, if you're a Scorpio and you're watching this, please forgive me, but y'all be loving to observe stuff for a very long time before y'all decide. You know what I'm trying to say? So don't allow that negativity to build up within you for a long amount of time. You got to release it. Like, now is the time for healing, like it said. So through this situation with this person, it could just definitely be teaching you how to not have resentment, and to understand that things take time and take baby steps, and you got to trust that process. What do you need to release? That's funny. You need to release negativity. So Spirit's asking you. I guess that's up to you now to decide for yourself and think, okay, what do I need to release? You know what I'm trying to say? What are some things that I know that I can clean up within myself? So they're giving you a chance to exercise your free will to maximize your condition. So that's why they're like, well, what do you think you need to release? You know, we can tell you release some negativity and resentment when it comes to the situation, but what else do you need to release? And then also continue to trust the process, because the answers are coming. They're coming within a year. Things are going to be different. So we're just going to continue to trust the process and make it do what it do. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please make sure that you check me out on YouTube. Please hit me up if you are interested in trading. I am trading with the best team ever. Everybody's so nice and positive and inspirational. And I am also learning to trade with the best academic educational platform ever, which is I Am Academy. I just attended a mindfulness training today with Bob Proctor. It was amazing. I feel like my life was just elevated. I feel like I just you just feel so good inside. I feel so nice and fluffy and just nice and silky. You ever feel like some nice fabric and you just feel the texture of the fabric and it's just like, ooh, like I feel great. Even this little mesh fabric right here is like a little soft. It's like, ooh, I feel good. Like, that's how I felt. I felt all like fuzzy and silky inside. Like, but anyway, with that being said, please hit me up. Stay tuned. Your girl's out here working. I'm active out here in these streets. I am so active. Let's get it. That being said, this your girl, the one and only Spicy. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I will see you next week. Bye.